8 minutes time. So I'll just keep this one. I'll note it and then I'll just say when it's time. Okay. So can I call upon the first person to read? Barnali Kalitha. Yes.
Good afternoon, everyone. Respected the chairperson of the second technical session, Madhavi Naik ma'am, and all respected presenters from different parts of India. It's me, Barnali Kolita from Assam and research scholar of Sikkim University. Want to present a paper on the topic Unsung Women in Thekejuli Incident, 20th September 1942. The role of women is very important while studying the freedom struggle of India against the British. In many times, women were showing their power and duty for their nation. As we all know, Jhansi Rani Lakshmibai, Begum Hazrat Mahal are the great example. In Assam also, many brave Assamese women lost their life for the nation. Konaklata Borua, Fugeshwari Fukonuni are the known personality. But more than that, there were thousands of women who showed their power in the freedom movement against the British, but the names are unknown. In 1942, Tezpur District Congress Committee started to lead mass movement in Tezpur subdivision of Dorong District of Assam by holding meetings, taking out processions, and hosting national flag in police station and government buildings. In the month of September 1942, mostly each of the day, volunteers of the freedom movement were assembled in meetings. Now, I am going to talk about the Thekejuli incident, the 20th September 1942. At about 1:45 p.m., about 5,000 villagers assembled in the police station of Thekejuli. The OC did not allow them to enter the station. When he came to know that, they went to hoist the national flag in the police station. After a long argument, the OC ordered lathi charge. At the situation, leaders ordered processionists to remain non-violent. Puspalata Das asked the processionists to capture arms at first and to hoist the national flag at the police station. In the meantime, Montbernat and Goloknaw infiltrated into the police compound and hoisted the flag. As a result, an order to open fire was given. Montbernat had received a bullet on, and immediately Kumali Devi also received a bullet and fell down. Out of 20 victims who died instantly, 3 were women: Kumali Devi, Kahuli Devi, and Tileshwari. 63 years old Kumali Devi was a volunteer in the procession. She was born in 1874. Phuliram Nath was her father and mother was Omyo Nath. When police fired, Montbernat fell down. After that, with no time, Kumali Devi went forward and tried to save Goloknaw. The gun focuses to her son, hit her, and she fell down. In the same time, she performed her duty as a mother and a true patriot of her motherland. Another woman who lost her life in that incident was in the Thekejuli was Kahuli Devi. She was born in Nagaon district and got married to Punaram Nath of Tezpur. She was in her advanced stage of pregnancy when she joined in the movement. She joined the procession with her husband and left 2 young daughters at their home. When armed police fired openly upon the processionist, she received a bullet wound. Tileshwari may be the youngest freedom fighter of Assam, and she was only 12 years old when she joined the movement. She accompanied her uncle Nandiram Puya in the procession and received a bullet wound. Now, I am going to say some words about the woman who got injured at the incident. There was a small bridge over the road which connected the police station. By tying ropes, police sealed off the outer end of the bridge. Some police also kept hiding under the bridge with lathi in their hand. Unaware of that plan, a group of women went to the bridge to save themselves from the bullet. At that moment, police came out from the bridge and seized them. Thunki Das, Padmini Gogoi, Punchutiani, Gulapi Chutiani were them who got injured there. The most horrifying event was that they stripped off the injured women and tried to molest them. almost in a naked condition, they reached whom? The victim were Soneshwari Devi, Mohila Devi, and Sitori Devi. The men and women were too determined to accomplish their assigned duty that they succeeded in hoisting the national flag in Thekiajuli police station at least for some time. The role of women in Thekiajuli incident was incomparable. From the leading role, Pushpalata Das, to the youngest freedom fighter, Tileshwari, the women of Thekiajuli showed an image of bravery who did not fear to die for their nation. At the last but not the least, I want to conclude my presentation by saying that, like this story, there are thousands of women who were there in the remote area of India who lost their life in a freedom struggle against the British, but their sacrifices are unknown. Still, they are not getting any respect and honors for their sacrifices. It is the main duty of young historian like us to search for the brave women and include them to molding our great history. Thank you, ma'am, for a great opportunity and all for listening to me. Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. You're through with your paper?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. So can we go to the next? I think Madam will sum up at the end.
Yes.
First, let's have all the papers.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, can we have Prerna Tamang? Miss Prerna Tamang?
Yeah, she's there. Good afternoon, everyone.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Praneeta.
Welcome. And then we'll start with your session. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Prerna Tamang, and I'm also from Sikkim University. And my today's topic is political participation of women in Gurkha movement. The present paper, my today's paper, talks about the two phases of women participation, the early phase in 1980s and the later phase 2007. And before talking, I would like to talk about. I would like to give a short introduction about the Gurkhaland movement. So the Gurkhaland movement was not a recent phenomena, rather it is started from long back. The very first move from a separate statehood was started from 1907, and yet the movement is still going on. So, however, the women role has not been given much attention in the early phase. They have been a part of the movement from time to time. The issue has been raised. So the first mass movement was led by Subhas Singh of the Gurkha National Liberation Front, which took place in 1986 to 1988. And the movement came to an end with a semi-autonomous government body named as a Darjeeling Gurkha Council. And the second phase for the separate state has been re-energized under the leadership of Bimal Gurung of Gurkha Janamukti Morcha. And however, the movement has ended after the negotiation with the government for forming the Gurkha Territorial Administration in 2001. And going to the main topic, the women participation in Gurkhaland movement during the early phase, which is from 1980s.
Sorry to interrupt you. 1 minute. 1 minute. Sorry to interrupt. Did you want the PPT presentations, or you are okay with this reading of your paper? Because I think just now the technical team had told me that you all had given your PPTs. Do you want those PPTs to be shown?
Yes,
or
I've already given, but today I'm not able to share it. Are they able to share, ma'am, my PPT?
Okay, you want the PPTs to be shared?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
So along with that, you'll be speaking. One minute. Let me just put them on the line once again.
Okay.
One second. So how will you coordinate? How will you coordinate now? So
Okay, we have taken first effort कि वहाँ से अगर कुछ issue हो रहा है technical का,
uh,
so we can play. But
no.
if they want to play, then they can play. Otherwise,
Okay, so the instruction is being given. So they can do it from here. Share the screen.
Yeah, they can share the screen. They
Okay.
can show the PPT from their side.
Okay, from their side. Okay, okay, fine. Thank you. Okay.
Madam, we made them co-host, so they can share, madam.
Yes, yes. Okay, yeah. Okay. So Prerna, madam, you can share the screen. You
No,
can
ma'am,
do.
it's okay because today my laptop is engaged in some other work.
Okay,
So
okay.
today I'm presenting from through my phone itself. So
Okay,
sorry.
okay, fine, fine, no problem.
No
So
problem,
for the
madam.
other participants, no. So for the other participants also, if you want to share your screen, you have the right because you have been made the co-host. So you can share your screen. Yes, you can continue. Sorry for that.
Okay, okay, ma'am. Okay, back to my paper. What I was talking, what I was presenting was like women in Gurkhaland movement in during early phase, means in 1980s to 86. During the early phase of the movement, under the leadership of Subhas Gising, the the chairperson of the party, he was able to organize 6 frontal organization. Namely, there were so many, namely like Youth Frontier, Volunteer Welfare Organization, Gurkha National Ex-Service Organization, and also he was also able to establish the first women political wing named as Gurkha National Women Organization. In spite of this disturbing environment, political environment, women participation began to be noticed, even though in a marginal level. The formation of women organization mobilized the women in the movement, and one of the main reason what we see that the participation was less because one of the reason behind the restricted label of the women participation was the violent mode of protest. They gradually start to and the gradually started to come to the fore and involve themselves in political activities like campaigning, protest, rallies, and indefinite strike, etc. So despite they are very less in number, but those who have participated the movement, they have started this kind of activities. So they were also the part of important political event like Black Flag Day in April 13, 1986, against the discrimination faced by the Indian Nepalese. So in the PPT, which I'm not able to present, show the PPT, which have referred from one of the Hindu article, Hindu magazine, which is Manohar Kahani. There we can see the picture of many women, those who have participated in the Black Flag Day on April 13, 1986. And generally within this political vulnerability, there was a silent participation of women till the past Gurkhaland movement, where their contribution remained unnoticed. The formation of the women political wings has played an influential role in encouraging women participation in the movement and also encouraged the capacity of women representation and the women power in the hills politics. Apart from the involvement in the movement, Gurkha Mahila Samiti was also formed on July 24, 1980, as Renu Lila Subba MLA organized the meeting at Gurkha Jana Pustakalaya for social, economic, and political affairs of the society, and also raised voice against the drinking and alcoholism in the society. Now, I'm going to talk about to the post later phase, which is from 2007. The later phase of the movement, again re-energized with the formation of Gorkha Janamukti Morcha, the post-2007 period in the history of Gorkhaland movement witnessed the rise of women power in Darjeeling Hill. The new political party in the hills with the formation of women wings called Gurkha Janamukti Morcha gave opportunity to the women to carve a shape for themselves. The main aim of this Morcha, Nari Morcha, include organizing
Ma'am, 6
dharnas.
minutes are over. 2 minutes left.
Okay. Their main aim was to organize dharnas and bhuk hartal, which is hunger strike. Apart from this activities, one of the important steps taken by the Nari Morcha was participating in a doors chalo and Andolon launched by the Gorkha Janamukti Morcha from January 25th, 2009 to February 22nd, 2009, and also women demonstrated at Jantar Mantar, Delhi, which marked as a historical demonstration. So such evidence shows that the strength of women leadership quality as well as the involvement of women in politics and social environment. So lastly, I would like to conclude by saying that the Gurkha women were not left behind, as I have referred in the paper that one of the journal in Diamond interview, one of the interview whose name is Usha Pradhan, she said that while interviewing her opinion, she said that Gorkha's women are not left behind. So yes, by quoting her word, I would like to conclude by saying that Gurkha's women were also participated in the social movement as well as Gorkhaland movement, a regional movement. So they are now, most of the women have come across, raised their voice, and they have been an influencer for other women as well. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you so much, Prerna madam. Prerna Tamang there. Now we go to the next paper presenter, Srimadi Chaudhary. Are you there? Srimadi Chaudhary?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
I'm
fine.
sorry, I am facing some technical issues. I'm really sorry for that. Ma'am, hope I'm audible.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, can I present my PPT?
Yes, of course you can.
Sure. Ma'am, I hope the screen is visible.
No.
Okay. I'll just share it once again.
Mhm.
Ma'am, is this visible now?
No.
Okay. Suppose there's been some problem on my part.
Then can we have the next paper presenter and then come back to you?
Yes, ma'am, sure. No worries.
Okay. So let's have Miss Madhavi. Kavi is here. Miss Madhavi. Madhavi. Okay. Do we have Dr. Sangeeta Pandey? Dr. Sangeeta Pandey? No? Okay, let's have.
Yes, I'm there.
Okay.
I'm there, but I want to show my PPT. Please allow me.
I am Mrs. Madhavi Kavi. After that,
Okay.
madam.
Yes. Okay, madam, you are there. Okay, Madhavi. Okay, madam. आप प्रेजेंट कर दीजिए.
माझं नाव माधवी कवी, मी रिटायर्ड प्रोफेसर आहे फिलॉसॉफीची. पेपरचं नाव आहे भारतीय स्वातंत्र्य लढ्यातील महिलांचं योगदान. डॉक्टर एनी बेझंट. सध्या भारत अमृत महोत्सव चालू आहे. स्वातंत्र्य मिळून आज 75 वर्षाचा कालखंड पार पडला आहे. या निमित्ताने भारताला गुलामगिरीच्या जोपडातून मुक्त करण्यासाठी देशाच्या या आंदोलनात ज्यांनी हिरिरीने भाग घेतला त्या आपल्या भारतीय महिला आणि परदेशातून आलेल्या महिलांचं स्मरण करण्यात यापैकी आपल्याला असं म्हणावं लागेल स्वातंत्र्याच्या समराला सुरुवात झाली ती 1857 साली. या समरात आपल्या तळप तलवारी युरोजला विचकित करून सोडणारी झाशीची राणी म्हणजे तिला स्वातंत्र्य लक्ष्मी असं म्हटलं जातं. आणि देशाचं स्वातंत्र्य आणि धर्मरक्षणासाठी तिने आत्मबलिदान केलं होतं. 1975 साली भारताच्या इतिहासामध्ये हे आंतरराष्ट्रीय महिला वर्ष साजरं केलं गेलं. जहाल आणि महळ अशा या गटामध्ये आपल्याला असं म्हणावं लागेल की भारतीय महिलांप्रमाणेच परदेशात जशा आपल्याकडे भारतीय महिला होऊन गेल्या त्याचप्रमाणे आपल्याकडे मार्गारेट कझिन्स, सिस्टर निवेदिता आणि डॉक्टर एनी बेझंट यांचंही भारतीय स्वातंत्र्याच्या चळवळीतील योगदान महत्वाचं ठरलं. 1917 साली मॉन्टेग्यू आल्यावर मार्गारेट कझिन्स यांच्या अध्यक्षतेखाली 20 महिलांचं एक प्रतिनिधी मंडळ त्यांना भेटलं आणि त्यांनी महिलांच्या अधिकारांची मागणी केली. 1919 साली डॉक्टर एनी बेझंट, सरोजिनी नायडू यांनी सरकारला एक विनंती पत्र पाठवून मताधिकार मागणी केली. भगिनी देवी या मूळच्या भारतीच आपली मातृभूमी मानली. त्यांनी स्वतःला भारतीयांशी एकरूप करून घेतलं आणि त्यांनी फार मोठं कार्य केलं. 1903 ते 1907च्या मध्यापर्यंत आपल्याला असं म्हणावं लागेल की राजकीय क्षेत्रामध्ये अनेक महिलांनी कार्य केलं. भारतीय राजकारणात ज्यांनी महत्वाची भूमिका बजावली डॉक्टर एनी यांचंही स्वातंत्र्य चळवळीतील कार्य अत्यंत महत्वाचं. जन्माला आयरिश असून त्या ब्रिटिश महिला 1883 साली भारतात आल्या. 1910 साली त्यांनी थिओसॉफिकल सोसायटीच्या अध्यक्षा त्या बनल्या. भारतात राहून त्यांनी रामायण, महाभारत, गीता, उपनिषद अशा अनेक धार्मिक ग्रंथांचा अभ्यास आणि नंतर त्या भारतीय भारतातील काँग्रेसचं अध्यक्षपदही भूषवलं होतं. आणि स्वतःला विशेष म्हणजे त्या भारतीय महिला मानली. भारताच्या स्वातंत्र्य चळवळीत त्यांची कामगिरी मोलाची आणि महत्वाची आहे असं आपल्याला म्हणावं लागतं. आणि डॉक्टर एनी बेझंट यांचं वडील हे सुरुवातीला नास्तिक होते. आई फार मोठी भाविक आणि भक्तिमार्गी होती. आईच्या शिक्षणाचे संस्काराने त्यांना धार्मिक गोष्टींची गोडी उत्पन्न झाली. ख्राईस्टच्या चरित्राचा त्यांनी फार मोठा अभ्यास केला. त्यानंतर 19 वर्ष पूर्ण व्हायच्या अगोदर त्यांचे रेव्हरंड फ्रँक बेझंट यांच्याशी लग्न झाले. पण हे ख्रिस्ती धर्मोपदेशक उपाध्याय होते आणि पत्नीने नेहमी पतीच्या सुखासाठी दक्ष असलं पाहिजे, एकसारखं राबलं पाहिजे अशी त्यांची ऑर्थोडॉक्स माइंडेड विचारसरणी होती. आणि त्यांना डॉक्टर एनी बेझंटना असं वाटतंय की आपलं काम लवकर संपावं, पुस्तकं वाचावी, मोठमोठ्या प्रश्नांचा विचार करावा अशी त्यांना आवड होती. 2 भिन्न स्वभावाचे पती पत्नी एकत्र आले पण त्यांचे पटलं नाही आणि सांसारिक गोष्टीत त्यांना रस वाटला नाही. या 6 वर्षांमध्ये त्यांचा अभ्यास चालू होता. अनेक प्रकारचे सर्व अनुभव त्यांनी घेतले पण त्यांची धर्माविषयीची श्रद्धा कमी झाली. त्यांना एक मुलगा आणि मुलगी झाली. मुलीला फार मोठा आजार झाला छातीचा आणि त्यांचा ख्राईस्टवरचा पूर्णपणे विश्वास उडाला. ख्राईस्टचा दयेचा सागर हे मान्य होतं पण आपली मुलगी आजारी पडल्यावर असं संकट देव का निर्माण करतो या प्रश्नांची उत्तरं त्यांना मिळू शकली नाहीत. त्यांची धर्मश्रद्धा ढासळू लागली. 1873 साली त्या आईकडे निघून गेल्या यांच्याशी हे घेऊन घटस्फोट घेऊन. त्यावेळी त्यांचं वय अवघं 25 वर्षाचं होतं. यानंतर नास्तिकवादी पुढारी डॉक्टर चार्ल्स ब्रॅडली यांची त्यांच्याशी ओळख झाली. काही संस्था त्यांनी चालवल्या होत्या. हे अत्यंत नास्तिक विचाराचे होते आणि त्यांच्या सहवासात आल्यामुळे एनी बेझंटही त्यांच्याबरोबर ठिकाणी फिरत असत आणि ख्रिश्चन धर्मातली अशी मतं ही कशी भावनांवर आधारित आहे आणि ती पटत नाही अशा प्रकारची विचारसरणी त्यांची निर्माण झाली. आणि याच्यानंतर 1874 पासून पुढे मात्र त्यांनी 1889 पर्यंत थिओसॉफिकल सोसायटीत स्वतःला दाखल करून घेतलं. जडामध्ये काही उणीव अशी शंका आली आणि त्यामुळे थिओसॉफिकल सोसायटीचं सगळं अध्यक्षपदही भूषवलं. मॅडम ब्लॅवॅट्स्की आणि कर्नल ऑलकॉट यांच्यानंतर त्यांनी थिओसॉफिकल सोसायटी धुरा सांभाळली. यानंतर त्यांचा 1893 साली तेव्हा स्वामी विवेकानंद जागतिक धर्म परिषदेला गेले होते तेव्हा डॉक्टर बेझंटही तिथे गेल्या होते. त्यानंतर 1893 सालीच त्या भारतात आल्या आणि आयुष्याच्या अखेरीपर्यंत भारतातच राहिल्या. भारतात आल्यावर प्रथम त्यांनी धर्म, शिक्षण, समाज सुधारणा यांच्याकडे लक्ष दिलं. हिंदू धर्म, हिंदू संस्कृती याचं सखोल अध्ययन केलं. आपण पूर्वजन्मी हिंदूच होतो आणि या जन्मातही जन्माला नाही तरी सदैव हिंदू आहोत असे काही म्हणत असतात. 1828 साली त्यांनी बनारस येथे हिंदू सेंट्रल कॉलेज काढलं आणि त्याच्याच आधारावर बनारस हिंदू विद्यापीठाची स्थापना झाली. पुढे अनेक प्रकारचं कार्य त्यांनी केलं. नॅशनल कॉलेजही काढलं, अनेक शाळा, वसतिगृह स्थापन केलं, मुलांवर अनेक चांगले संस्कार केले. अनेक प्रकारच्या असणाऱ्या महिलांना सुद्धा तुम्ही रूढीतून आणि या सगळ्या
Ma'am, 6 minutes over.
बाहेर पडा असं त्यांनी
2 minutes
सांगितलं.
left.
हो, ऐकलं पाहिजे. त्यानंतर त्या राजकारणाकडे वळल्या आणि राजकारणात त्यांचं युगही हे फार मोठं गाजलं. होमरूल चळवळीचं काम त्यांनी केलं.
जरा एक
भारतीय
मिनिट
राजकारण-
मॅडम, माधवी कवी मॅडम,
हो.
6 मिनिटं झालीत तुमची, 2 मिनिटं शिल्लक
हो,
आहे.
2 मिनिटात करते, समारोप करते. राजकारणात पडल्या. होमरूल लीगची स्थापना 1914 साली झाली आणि लोकमान्य टिळकांबरोबर त्यांनी हे कार्य केलं. मॉन्टेग्यू सुधारणांचा कायदाही पार्लमेंटमध्ये पास झाला. परंतु हे सगळं स्वातंत्र्याच्या ह्याच्यामध्ये त्यांना सुद्धा 1917 साली काय अटक झालेली होती. 1920 साली गांधी युग सुरू झालं. गांधींच्या सविनय कायदेभंग त्यांना काही आवडलं नाही आणि स्वराज्य संविधानही तयार केलं, त्याचा मसुदाही त्यांनी तयार केला, पण तो मान्य होऊ शकला नाही. 23 जुलै 24 ला त्यांना सार्वजनिक कार्याला त्यांच्या 50 वर्ष पूर्ण झाली. काँग्रेसने नेत्यांनी त्यांना कार करून कळवलं होतं की काँग्रेसचं एक विधेयक नाही तेव्हा हे तुम्हाला मान्य करता येणार नाही. अशा या एलिगेशन यांनी हिंदू आणि बौद्ध धर्माचाही त्यांनी व्यय केलेला होता, पुरस्कार केलेला होता. एक वेगवान व्यक्तिमत्व, उत्तम प्रतिभेचं देणं आणि जीवनाला आध्यात्मिक बैठकीत त्यांच्या व्यक्तिमत्वाचे विशेष होते. यांचं भारतावर विलक्षण प्रेम होतं. आपली मातृभूमी भारताला म्हटलं आणि अंतर्बाह्य एकरूप झाल्या. एक सुशिक्षित महिला परदेशातून भारतात येते, भारत ही आपली मातृभूमी म्हणते आणि सगळ्यांना हिंदूंना हिंदुत्वाचे धडे देते. हे विश्वाच्या इतिहासातील ही एक फार मोठी अपूर्व घटना आहे असं म्हणावं लागेल. आयर्लंडमध्ये जन्म घेऊन सुद्धा या एका विदेशी महिलेला भारतात ऐतिहासिक स्थान प्राप्त झालं. आपल्या मातृभूमीच्या त्या खऱ्या सेविका होत्या असे स्वामी विवेकानंद त्यांच्याबद्दल म्हणत असत. अशा या श्रेष्ठ कुशल नेतृत्व करणाऱ्या भारताच्या स्वातंत्र्यासाठी या सोचणाऱ्या स्त्रीचा 20 सप्टेंबर 1933 ला अड्यार येथे मृत्यू झाला आणि मृत्यूनंतर त्यांचं भारतीय पद्धतीनुसार दहन करण्यात आलं. भारतीय एकात्मतेचं प्रतीक असणाऱ्या त्या महान प्रेरक शक्तीबद्दल भारतीय लोक नेहमीच त्यांच्याबद्दल कृतज्ञ राहतील. धन्यवाद.
माधवी मॅडम, थँक्यू सो मच माधवी मॅडम.
हो हो,
थँक्यू.
झालं.
Yeah, thank you. May I now request Dr. Sangeeta Pandey to present her paper? Dr. Sangeeta
Yes,
Pandey.
madam.
Yes.
Yes, madam. Present my paper. Screen visible?
Screen is also visible. Yes.
Yes,
you
thank
can.
you. Thank you, madam. Thank you so much to Joshi Bedekar College for giving me opportunity to present my paper. Since I'll follow the time limit, the name of my paper is Contribution and Challenges Faced by Women Freedom Fighters. So, without wasting much time, we all know that this year we are celebrating 75th year of independence struggle. And so it's one of our important duty is to remember the work which has been done by freedom fighters. And I'm very proud that when I started studying on this, I came to know that there are so many women who also contributed in the freedom struggle of India. But unfortunately, this role of freedom fighters, it is not much explained by various historians. There might be various reasons for this paper, for this particular thing. The outline of my paper, what I'm going to present in this paper is I'm going to study the contribution of these freedom fighters in 3 different stages. One is contribution of women during the revolt of 1857, then contribution of women during the national movement, that is Gandhi era, contribution by revolutionary women, and the various challenges faced by all these women. So this is what I'm going to deal with in this particular paper. So in the first paper, in fact, if we take the freedom struggle, basically in the freedom struggle, 1857 revolt is considered to be very, very important. But let me tell you that before 1857 revolt also, there were some very important events that have taken place, and which can be called as a kind of a stepping stone for this freedom struggle. And here one such freedom struggle, here we can say the contribution of Queen Chennamma. She belonged to a very small princely state called as Kittur, which comes in Karnataka, and she very boldly she fought in fact, the Britishers. It's a very interesting to study about her. See, Queen Chennamma, she was so courageous that there is a story that she also fought even with she used to fight even with the tigers also, and she killed the tiger. So such a courageous lady was there, and when there was no option that was remaining, and when the Britishers attacked on Kittur, just like Rani Jhansi Bai, she said it that I'm not going to, neither I'm going to surrender to Britishers, nor I'm going to give my Kittur to them. And it's so surprised that she herself wore the dress, and she herself very actively participated in these particular freedom fighter, and that was rather considered to be she won over the Britishers. So another important thing is Santhal revolt of 1855, where the tribal women, they also fought against the Britishers. Rani Lakshmi Bai of Jhansi, we all know about her. A lot of things, in fact, have been taught about her. But very important, so I'm not going to spend much time on Rani Lakshmi Bai, but one of her, here we can say, assistants, whose name is Begum Zalkari Bai, who was also courageous like Rani Lakshmi Bai. And when it is she who persuaded Rani Lakshmi Bai that, you don't worry about it, I'll take care of the Britishers. And she wore the dress of the Rani, and she fought with them. So even some of the Britishers who did not recognize, and they confused with her, and they also arrested her, but somehow that she escaped from them, and she fought very courageously with Britishers, and of course ultimately she died. Another such contributing woman is Begum Hazrat Mahal. She was the queen of Awadh, who also actively participated in freedom struggle. It is she who persuaded the king that no, it's our duty that we have to protect our subjects from these Britishers, and we should actively participate in that. Otherwise, the coming generations will not forgive us. Begum Zinat Mahal, she is also, here we can say, along with the last king Bahadur Shah Zafar, she also fought with that. Not only just that these kings and the queens and all these learned women, but there were also in freedom fighters the contribution of Ajijan Bai, who was a dancer, a courtesan, who also actively participated in these particular freedom struggle. She formed one force of the women, and she had her own team, and she used to help even the various revolutionaries, also those who used to fight against the Britishers. So she used to go to the in the British, here we can say, in the camps, and from there she used to gather the important information and all such things. So here also very courageously, these, if we look at these women, very courageously they fought against Britishers. One such name is about Maina Peshwa. Maina Peshwa, she was the daughter of Nana Sahib Peshwa. And Nana Sahib Peshwa, it is said that, when he was at the Kanpur, at that time, some of his army men, they arrested the
Ma'am,
British
6 minutes
female.
over, 2 minutes left.
Oh, British women, but she, she experienced various tortures and all these things from the Britishers. But ultimately, of course, she died, and very cruelly they killed her. But she did not surrender them. In fact, during the Gandhi era also, we find that some of the important, many women, they participated. In fact, Gandhi used to believe in satyagraha and non-violence. And Gandhi used to think that for satyagraha and non-violence, a lot of enduring capacity is required, a lot of patience is required. And these patience and enduring capacity is there among the women. And that's why here women can participate, here we can say in these particular things, he rather encouraged them. And to his call, many of the women, they answered to this call when in the Dandi March, when the Gandhiji was traveling on the foot. At that time also, many women, they participated. Few such names as Kumali Devi Chattopadhyay, Avantika Gokhale. Even Avantika Gokhale, she also participated actively during the Champaranya movement. She also organized various programs for educational awareness of the women, making them aware about their rights and all such things. Dharasana Satyagraha, of course, here we can say, if we look at these movement, it was led by Sarojini Naidu and Miraben, who were also the great freedom fighters. In the civil disobedience movement, which was started by Gandhiji, and even opposing the Swadeshi and all such things, there also various women, they participated in this. Due to the time restriction, I'm not going much in detail about these. In fact, what, even here we can say, if we look at the revolutionary movement in the freedom struggle, we find that it was divided into two groups. One group, who believed, who followed Gandhiji's,
Ma'am,
whereas other
stop,
group.
time over.
I'm really sorry, madam. I think we need to stop. Hello?
Okay, just I'm taking only
just-
1 minute,
Yes, sure.
means just I want to conclude with this is like male freedom fighters, women freedom fighters also faced various challenges, and during that time, the main challenge, I'll take only just 1 minute. The main important challenge was during that time, traditional patriarchal society was there. Many of these women fighters, freedom fighters, they had a lot of opposition from their home. Some of them, they did not even inform their at home also, due to the fear that they won't allow us to go out. One such example is Kalpana Datta, that she whatever she was doing, she never informed her family. So these women also had during that time problem that they have to take a look after all the domestic work, and also they have to do something work. They were so courageous, they were so fearless, and in a true sense, they understood the meaning of, here we can say, the meaning and importance of the freedom. And I really salute them. I feel that really they were truly empowered in a sense. They knew what they want to do. And in spite of all the difficulties, all the hurdles, they were ready to contribute for the country. And that's what here we can say, in a true sense, they wanted that, they wanted that our country should live in freedom. So although they were facing so many problems, but yet they worked for them. Thank you. Thanks
Yeah,
for
thank
giving me the opportunity.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sangeeta Pandey. Thank you so much. I think you didn't get time to read that beautiful lines of Rabindranath Tagore, where
Yes,
the
I
mind is
wanted
without
to.
fear. Yes, thank you so much for that beautiful presentation. We move on to the next paper presenter, Ms. Karuna Singh. Ms. Karuna Singh is here. I don't know.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Just a moment, ma'am.
Yeah, sure. Yes, your Dr. Karuna Singh. Yes, who is this? Who is going to present?
Ma'am, if you're giving me time,
Yes.
then I will present. If
Yes,
somebody else is in line, then
okay,
it's
no,
fine.
no. Dr. Karuna Singh, you can start. You can start.
Okay, ma'am. Can I get to share the screen?
Yes, you can. You can. You will have to go to share screen and then.
I think, ma'am, I got it.
Yes, yes. I think
Yes.
it's starting. Yeah. Yes, we can see, madam.
You can
Yes.
see, ma'am?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Start. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon to everyone, all the co-presenters. Thank you for providing me this opportunity. And without any further delay, I think I'll begin, otherwise I'll lose my time. So please let me begin. Thank you. My topic is Women's Leadership Challenge for India. In this, I would like to first talk about what is the role that political parties could have taken and they have yet not been able to take. A reason could be many. Agenda, that is particularly women as women's development and issue as an agenda, or just women as an agenda, has never been part of any political parties. Here, the rise of, we can see OBC, SC, STs, emancipation of entire section of society, which was once termed as downtrodden, is no more the scene of present time. And credit has to be given to the political parties which has fought for their cause. And when we take name of some of the political parties, like in my next few slides, it will be there, Samajwadi Party, Bahujan Samaj parties, then your... Ma'am, can I continue? Okay, I heard somebody talking.
Yes. I request all the participants to mute yourself, please. All the participants, please see to it that you have kept this one on mute.
So the political parties have played a great role in the emancipation of rise of these SC, STs, OBCs. What we cannot see is with regard to women in general. There is no political parties which is specifically created for women or of women and by women. There is enough of comments and remarks has been made that make effort on their, women should make effort on their own and try to reach to the level of at par with the men. We understand that it is a patriarchal society, and the Women's Reservation Bill Committee has also given its comment on it. So my query and my quest is, why within political parties some steps has not been taken so far? I would like to talk about the leaders like Bal Gangadhar Tilak, who was of the opinion that first what we need is the political right, and then we should think about social, and we will draw it based upon the way we want it. That is, we cannot see happening when it comes to women. Where is the political rights? Where is the political right? It is not only in terms of voting rights that we are talking about. India, which is aspiring to become part of United Nations Security Council, what is the hurdle in this reaching 21st century that Women's Reservation Bill is becoming a big question and big deal to make it a success, or that is to pass it? There are countries, which is earlier also mentioned, countries like Rwanda, Bolivia, Mexico, Costa Rica, and other many more, who have already given this reservation quota. And we can see some difference taking place. When I put up a question that why when Article 370 could be abolished, then I think this reservation bill can also be passed. So what is missing is the political will. The effort of B.R. Ambedkar, we can see it as only one leader who could change the, the destiny of OBCs, SC, STs. And he did not bow down to the stalwarts and the figure like Mahatma Gandhi. And we could see that the reservation, not separate electorate, but reservation could become the reality. And that became one of the big reasons for the change in the in that section of society. So women leadership, what do we see? Previously, just I was talking, that Tilak demanded for political rights, and same that we are also demanding. So when a country can keep its larger goal and the foremost goal as political independence, then why it has been denied to women, and only we can see few women entering into politics and unable to rise to that level. We have Swami Vivekananda, as per him, with 500 motivated men, it will take 50 years to transform India. With motivated women, it may take only a few years. He spoke about cultural nationalism. We talk about Vivekananda, and today we have celebrated Vivekananda also. So what do we think? Without upliftment of 50% of the population, do we think that this cultural nationalism could be fulfilled? What he demonstrated at the Chicago conference. Even the every leaders, generation after another, has emphasized on education of women, but we have not been able.
Over, ma'am.
Pardon, ma'am. Pardon, sir.
Yes.
My time is
just 1 minute more. Yeah, madam, you can continue.
Okay. So we have uniform civil code, which is already existing in Goa. Why it cannot exist for entire country? Similarly, this reservation committee has also accepted that we need reservation. It is the time and we need it. It is needed for nation building process. Only we have NGO which has said that it should not. And it has proposed that 250 extra seats should be generated. When judiciary could make so much of changes, then why legislature is and executive is behind? These are some of the cases. To conclude that yes, women in politics or in power has been able to, has been reason, so many women, pride and inspiration, but what we need is action to be taken by executive. And most important, that every home, the women needs to be environment needs to be created, and women, girl child needs to be encouraged to become leader rather than showing them that marriage is the only option left out for you. Thank you, everyone.
Yes, thank you so much, Dr. Karuna Singh.
Thank you, ma'am.
So yes, sorry, because of the constraint of time,
No, ma'am, I understand. Thank you. Just I'm trying to locate.
Yeah, no problem, no problem. Our next paper presenter is Ms. Savita Rasam.
Good afternoon, respected madam.
Yeah, good afternoon.
I am Dr. Savita Rasam, presenting paper titled.
Madam, do you want to present your screen? You are having a PPT? Do you want to? No. Okay.
No.
Yeah,
okay. Thank you. Thank you. Challenges and opportunities in reservation policy for women in India. The objective of reservation policy is to enhance the representation of weaker and socially deprived class of society. There are numerous legislative provisions for the protection of women, but at the same time, there are some factors responsible to suppress the women in India. The primary object of my research paper is to elaborate and reflect on the various international national provisions to protection of women and to understand the problems faced by women in spite of these provisions and discuss opportunities. First of all, I would like to focus on international concern. The Beijing platform was the first United Nations World Conference in 1995, which included women's rights to take part in the government. The World Conference on Human Rights, Vienna, 1993, also focused on full and equal participation of women in politics. The Convention on Political Rights of Women, 1954, empowered women 3 basic rights. First, women shall be entitled to vote in all elections. Second, women shall be eligible for elections. And third, women shall be entitled to hold public office. Now we will move to national concern. The Constitution of India guarantees equality for women. The principle of gender equality is enshrined in preamble, fundamental rights, fundamental duties, directive principles. The Article 15 prohibits discrimination on the ground of sex. 73rd and 74th Amendment, which enacted in pursuance of Article 15 into bracket 3, provided for the reservation of seats for women. 108th Amendment was ensured 33% reservation for women in parliament and state legislature. Article 243D into bracket 3 enabled 1/3 of the total seats filled by direct election in panchayats, which shall be reserved for women. Article 243D into bracket 4 states 1/3 of total offices, number of offices of chairpersons in panchayats at each level shall be reserved for women. Article 243T3, 1/3 of total number of seats filled by direct election in municipalities shall be reserved for women, as well as Article 243T into bracket 4 provides offices of chairpersons in the municipalities shall be reserved for women. So these are the constitutional provisions which shows that nearly 1 million women are elected to local bodies. That is why the percentage of women in various levels of political activities has arisen from 5% to 40%. Now this is about national concern. I have in my paper focused some case laws, but I will explain in one line. Judiciary also played an important role in empowering women and giving them equal status in all the terms. Now we will move to challenges. The first and major challenge is that faced by women is that they are used as rubber stamp. Second one is illiteracy. Some women are unaware of their rights, some while sleep over them. Male-dominated society, which ultimately results in women being left apart from the political participation or opportunity of participating in political process and are unable to contribute even if they are capable and have leadership qualities. Next challenge is that cultural barriers. In rural areas, the people do not allow women of some caste to come up and hold major positions or to be involved in politics. Next challenge is lack of resources. Due to lack of resources such as technological knowledge, awareness about the government schemes, utilization of funds, etc., the women leadership are unable to develop the society. Now we will move to opportunities. Emotional intelligence is one of the opportunity. Emotional intelligence is the ability to identify and manage one's own emotions as well as the emotions of others, and women are generally considered to be more emotionally connected and intelligent. Hence, it works out in favor of everyone. So this is an opportunity. Second, level-headed decision making. That is, I have given a few examples. Sonia Gandhi, Mamata Banerjee, late Sushma Swaraj, Nirmala Sitharaman. These women have shown a stark ability to make level decision making or level-headed decisions. Such abilities also exist in women working in rural as well as urban governments. This skill needs to be nurtured and highlighted so that more capable women are trusted with positions of power. And I would like to focus last opportunity, that is scaling equality with family. Politically empowering a woman in the family can help uplift the entire family and other women in the neighborhood community. So these are few opportunities I have mentioned a lots of in my paper. I would like to conclude my paper. Women's rights to political participation is a necessary step to achieving global gender equality and democratic governance. Although there are various existing provisions for political participation of women through reservation policy, it is highly important to start discussing and updating the policies that offer implementation support to the existing one and strengthen the Constitution's effort to support women in their path to being truly politically empowered. Thank you. Thank you, organizers, for giving me an opportunity to present my paper. Thank you, respected madam.
Yeah, thank you
Thank you.
so much, Dr. Savita madam. Thank you so much for your paper. Now we go to Ms. Sridhatre Chaudhary, next paper presenter. Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, should I share the screen?
Yes, yes, you can. Yeah.
Ma'am, I hope, is it visible?
Yes, 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 now it is. Yes, you can see.
Ma'am, I'm Should I start with your
Yeah, you
permission?
can, you can. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you.
So, good day to my fellow participants and to the esteemed panel. Thank you, Zoshi Bedekar, for giving me this opportunity. I'm really, really grateful to be here today. And I'm Sridatri Chaudhary from SNDT Women's University, Churchgate, Mumbai. And today I'll be presenting my paper on women parliamentarians who were a part of the Constituent Assembly's drafting committee, namely Srimati Amu Swaminathan, Srimati Dakshini Velayudu, and Srimati Poonema Banerjee. These were the women out of 15 women members in total who contributed to the framing of the Indian Constitution as well as a certain defining content of the Constitution. So moving on. So this is a summarized abstract that we might like to take a look at. So during the formation of the Constituent Assembly under the Cabinet Mission Plan, there were 389 members, which unfortunately dwindled to 299 following the formation of a separate Constituent Assembly of Pakistan. There were indirectly elected representatives who formed the ultimate Constituent Assembly of India, which went on to draft the Constitution. Out of these 299 members, only 15 women members were part of the Assembly. So, a brief history of the Constituent Assembly. It was originally an idea proposed in 1934 by M.N. Roy, a pioneer of the communist movement in India and an ardent advocate of radical democracy. There was a Governor General's Executive Council and the establishment of a War Advisory Council on 8 August 1940 with a statement made by then Viceroy Lord Linlithgow about the expansion of the said Executive Council and the War Advisory Council. Under the Cabinet Mission Plan of 1946, elections in the provincial level were held for the very first time for the formation of a Constituent Assembly. Constitution was drafted by the said assembly and it was implemented on 16th May 1946. A brief background, again, it was established following negotiations between the members who were part of the cabinet mission in 1946 and the Indian leaders. It had 389 representatives, as said earlier, including 15 women members. The Constituent Assembly incidentally met for the very first time on 9 December 1946. Moving on to the women parliamentarians that we're talking about today. The very first women parliamentarian is Srimati Amu Swaminathan. So Srimati Swaminathan was born on July 22nd, 1894 in Palakkad, Kerala, to parents belonging to the Nair caste. She was elected to the Lok Sabha in 1952 and 1954 as a member of the Rajya Sabha. It is very interesting to note that as a child, she had only received a very rudimentary education and never having been to school. It was under her husband, Subbarama Swaminathan, and his tutelage and encouragement that she blossomed and went on to develop a willful and forceful personality. The person that Amu Swaminathan is known to be today. She was also associated with several cultural and social organizations, such as Bharat Scouts and Guides. And she was also selected as the Mother of the Year in 1975. Talking about her contribution, Srimati Swaminathan represented Madras and as a participant of the drafting committee during the discussion on the motion raised by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar to pass a draft constitution, she reiterated on his speech fundamental rights and directive principles, twin pillars of the constitution. That is how she had titled it. She moved the House proceedings on 24th November 1949 to say that the passing of the constitution was a great realization of an equally great dream of the people of the country. She emphasized further that the constitution rested on two pillars, which are namely the fundamental rights and the directive principles of state policy. Fundamental rights, according to Srimati Swaminathan, will aid greatly in granting freedom to the citizens in matters of speech, association, and worship. Also saying that the matter of worship is a vital one in a country such as India and for the citizens of India. Her major criticism towards the draft constitution was concerning the bulky document that it had become, because she had imagined it to be a pocket-sized a very compensated sort of document that could be carried by everyone, by every citizen. But nevertheless, she greatly supported and appreciated the passing of the constitution. Next on, we'll be moving to Srimadi Dakshini Velayudan. Dakshini Velayudan, she was born on July 4th, 1912, in the oppressed and severely discriminated Pulayar community in Kerala. Her parents had named her Dakshini, which was peculiar in itself within the community she was born in, because Dakshini was a name of the goddess Durga, and the girls born in a community were not named such. So that was a
And 6
revolution in
minutes
itself.
over, 2 minutes left.
Thank you. And just speed it up. So she had represented Madras, and she, in a speech against separate electorate or reservations for Harijans, she had emphasized that there shouldn't be a system of separate electorates, as that would disadvantage the scheduled caste candidates greatly, and it would not be possible for them to withhold from unwarranted attractions at time of elections. She also emphasized that there shouldn't be a term such as Harijan or any other term in a similar vein used to refer to the scheduled caste community and to people belonging, as that would not amount to any good. She also, in a very personal sense, did not favor or support reservations of any sort at any place for the community she belonged to, as she said that that would only further them apart from the majority community. Next on, we move to Srimati Purnima Banerjee. Purnima Banerjee, she represented United Provinces as a participant of the Advisory Committee on Fundamental Rights, Minorities, and Tribal and Excluded Areas. During a discussion on Clause 16 of Supplementary Report on Fundamental Rights in Religious Instruction in Public Funded Schools, she had said that it was the duty of the prevailing government to ensure that the students are given a secular education which lets them appreciate the religions present of the time, and that it would be suitably sufficient and will also ensure that proper appreciation of every religion should be inculcated into the students' understanding at a level which is suited to their comprehension at each appropriate school age. She had also argued for in a speech for the
Please,
rights of
ma'am, stop.
detainees.
8
Sorry
minutes
to
over.
interrupt you, madam. It's almost time. Could you please conclude?
Yes, ma'am. Sure. So, in exploring this paper, I got to know a lot about it, and incidentally, it's not every day that we get to hear about these 15 women members who were a part of the drafting committee. And we, the people of India, we incidentally owe them a great debt, because these were the women who were an integral part of the Constituent Assembly and whose contributions lent our Constitution its unique characteristic of inclusivity and sensitivity to the wills and wishes of the people of our Indian subcontinent.
Yes.
I conclude with this.
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Sridhar Chaudhary. Now we have the next paper presenter and our in-house paper presenter, Dr. Vimukta Raji. Over to you, madam.
Thank you, Suja, madam.
Yeah.
Just 1 minute, I'm sharing my screen.
Okay. Yeah.
My screen is visible.
Yes, it is visible now. Yes.
Thank you. Shall I start now?
Yes, you can.
With your permission. Okay. Thank you. Good afternoon, all empowered personalities present over here. myself Dr. Vimukta Raze from Joshi Bedekar College आणि माझ्या आजच्या रिसर्च पेपरचं नाव आहे वक्तृत्व, कर्तृत्व, नेतृत्व यांना सजलेलं एक सशक्त एम्पॉवर्ड संसदीय व्यक्तिमत्व अर्थात द वन अँड ओनली सुषमा स्वराज. यांच्याविषयी सर्व ज्ञात अशा सर्व गोष्टी आहेत, पण तरीही त्यांच्या ह्या 3 गुणांनी मला त्या विशेष भावल्या. म्हणून आपल्या या कॉन्फरन्समध्ये, या कॉन्फरन्सच्या निमित्ताने त्यांच्या या 3 गुणांचा विशेष अभ्यास इथे केलेला आहे. आणि त्यातनं एक त्यांनी वुमन एम्पॉवरमेंट कशी घडवली, आपल्या व्यक्तिमत्वातनं तो आदर्श कसा घालून दिला, हे मला यातून सांगायचं आहे. सुषमा स्वराज हे भारतीय संसदेतील तसंच भारतीय राजकारणातील एक अतिशय सशक्त व्यक्तिमत्व म्हणून ओळखलं जातं. विद्यार्थी चळवळीतील कार्यकर्ती ते पुढे सर्वोच्च न्यायालयात वकिली त्यांनी केली आणि मग थेट केंद्रीय मंत्री असा त्यांचा पूर्ण करिअरचा ग्राफ आहे. सुषमा स्वराज यांचा हा जो 4 दशकांचा प्रवास आहे, तो प्रवास आपण आता इथे पुढच्या स्लाइड मध्ये बघतोय की 1952 साली त्यांचा झालेला जन्म तिथपासून 4 दशकांमध्ये त्यांनी एक एक करत टप्पा जो गाठलेला आहे, उत्कृष्ट एनसीसी कॅडेट, वकिली, त्याच्यानंतर अनेक विक्रम त्यांच्या नावावर जमा आहेत, ते पुढे आपण प्रेझेंटेशनच्या ओघात बघणारच आहोत. पण कुशल संसदपटू, यशस्वी राजकारणी आणि उत्तम प्रशासक हा संगम त्यांच्या व्यक्तिमत्वात आपल्याला दिसतो. इथे त्यांची विक्रमी कारकीर्द आहे. अनेक ठिकाणी त्यांनी पहिलेपणाचा मान, पहिली महिला म्हणून जिथे जिथे त्यांना पावलं उमटवता आली किंवा रादर त्यांना ती संधी मिळाली, कधी अनवधानानं, कधी त्यांनी ती खेचून आणली, अशा सगळ्या गोष्टी त्यांच्या प्रवासात त्यांनी केलेल्या आहेत. आणि ते करत असताना एक एक विक्रम त्यांच्या नावावरती आपल्याला सतत जमा होताना दिसतात. आणि म्हणूनच असं म्हणावं की त्या भाजपच्या पहिल्या मुख्यमंत्री झाल्या. त्याचप्रमाणे सगळ्यात महत्वाचं म्हणजे त्यांच्या व्यक्तिमत्वातला जो पुढचा पैलू आहे की ज्यामुळे त्यांची कारकीर्द आजही भारतीय जनमानसामध्ये ही जी रुजलेली आहे, ते म्हणजे अर्थातच वक्तृत्व. अतिशय अभ्यासू आणि अमोघ असं वक्तृत्व होतं. आलं आणि काहीतरी बोलण्यात कधीच होत नाही. त्यांचं बोलणं ऐकून पुढे लोक अनेक तास त्याच्यावर चर्चा करायची. याची बीज त्यांच्या सुरुवातीच्या काळात रोवलेली होती, कारण त्या संस्कृत आणि राज्यशास्त्राच्या पदवीधर होत्या. हिंदी वक्ता म्हणूनही सर्वोत्कृष्ट वक्त्याचा सन्मान त्यांना मिळालेला होता. भाषण जे ते करायच्या ते अतिशय मुद्देसूद, प्रखरपणे असायचा. की ओजस्वीपणा काय असतो हा त्यांच्या देहबोलीतनं आणि शब्दातनं आपल्या समोर सतत येत असायचा. आणि सगळं करत असताना विशेष महत्वाची एक गोष्ट मला तेव्हा 1999 मध्ये 13व्या लोकसभेच्या निवडणुकीत कर्नाटकाच्या बेल्लारी मतदारसंघातनं त्या उभ्या राहिलेल्या होत्या, तेव्हा त्यांनी ती जी सगळी भाषणं केली 12 दिवस, ती कन्नड मधून केलेली होती. की एक हिंदी व्यक्तिमत्व असताना कन्नड मधून भाषण करणं आणि नुसती भाषणं केली नाहीत तर त्याचा मिळालेला जो जनतेचा उत्स्फूर्त प्रतिसाद होता, तोही विशेष लक्षणीय आहे. पुढे ह्याच्यातले जे मुद्दे आहेत ते मुद्दे पुढच्या त्यांच्या कर्तृत्वात आणि नेतृत्वात आपल्याला दिसतातच. पण संसदेची वाघीण म्हणून जो किताब त्यांना मिळालेला आहे, तो किताब खरंच खूप महत्वाचा आहे. आणि तो किताब ह्याच्यासाठी मिळाला की जेव्हा प्रसंग असेल त्या प्रसंगोपात त्या बोलत राहिल्या. त्यांच्या भावना, त्यांचे शब्द, त्यांनी दिलेले दाखले, त्यांचे संदर्भ हे त्या प्रसंगाला, त्या निर्णयाला हे अतिशय चपखल असे बसणारे होते. इतकंच नाही, आजही त्यांना जाऊन आता 2 वर्ष उलटली आहेत, पण त्यांनी शंकराचार्यांसमोर संस्कृत भाषेच्या महतीचं कथन करणारं एक पूर्ण संस्कृत मधनं जे भाषण होतं, आजच्या डेटला सुद्धा समाज माध्यमांमध्ये आपल्याला अनेकदा ते फॉरवर्ड होताना दिसतं. आणि आणखीन एक त्यांचा जो विशेष आहे की अस्खलित संस्कृत बोलणारे जे मोजके राजकारणी आपल्याकडे होते त्यातल्या त्या एक आहेत. इतकंच नाही तर हे सगळं एकीकडे विद्वत प्रचुरता असताना आत्ताच्या काळातलं जे समाज माध्यम आहे, ज्याला ट्विटर किंवा वेगवेगळी समाज माध्यम म्हणतो, पण लोकप्रिय जे आहे ट्विटर, त्या ट्विटरवरनं सुद्धा कमीत कमी शब्दात संवाद कसा साधायचा असतो. म्हणजे वक्तृत्व नुसतं असून पुरत नाही, ते कोणाशी बोलतोय आणि कोणासाठी बोलतोय हा दुसरा तो एंड समोरचा खूप महत्वाचा असतो. हा सुषमाजींना खूप चांगल्या प्रकारे ठाऊक होता. म्हणूनच एकीकडे विद्वत प्रचूर भाषण करणाऱ्या सुषमाजी ट्विटरवरनं सुद्धा अतिशय सहज बोलायच्या आणि त्या प्रत्येक समस्यांना त्यांनी उत्तरं दिलेली आहेत. त्यांच्या परीने त्यांनी त्या प्रॉब्लेम्सचं सोल्युशन केलेलं आहे. विरोधकांना उत्तरं देताना असं लक्षात येतं की त्यांनी कधी हसून खेळून तर कधी अतिशय रणरागिणीचा वेश धारण करत ती उत्तरं आपल्याला दिलेली दिसतात. पुढे जे त्यांचं कर्तृत्व, मी त्यांचे 3 गुण जे म्हटले की कर्तृत्व, धडाकेबाज कामगिरी, अनेक विक्रम तर त्यांच्या नावावर पहिलेपणाचे आहेतच, पण सगळ्यात महत्वाचे निर्णय त्यांनी जे घेतलेले आहेत की 13 दिवसांच्या अटल बिहारी वाजपेयींच्या सरकारात असताना माहिती व प्रसारण मंत्री या खात्याच्या त्या मंत्री होत्या, केंद्रीय मंत्री, आणि तेव्हा त्यांनी लोकसभा डिबेटचं थेट प्रक्षेपण चालू केलं. ते आपल्याला आजच्या डेटला सुद्धा चालू झालेलं दिसतं. त्याच्यानंतर त्यांनी चित्रपट उद्योगाला इंडस्ट्रीचा दर्जा दिला. याच्यामुळे काय घडलंय की जे नवीन जे दिग्दर्शक किंवा जे निर्माते होते त्यांना कमी पैशात किंवा त्याच्यासाठी कर्ज मिळण्याचं जो काही एक, जेव्हा इंडस्ट्रीचा दर्जा मिळतो तेव्हा कर्ज मिळतं, म्हणजे सर्वसामान्य लोकांचे प्रश्न जाणून घेऊन कुठल्या प्रश्नांना अधिक प्राधान्य द्यायचं आणि काय निर्णय घ्यायचे, उत्तम निर्णय क्षमता जी होती ती ह्या कर्तृत्वाच्या त्यांच्या ठिकाणी महत्वाची दिसते. तसंच 6 एम्स हॉस्पिटलची स्थापनाही त्यांनी केलेली आहे. आणि सगळ्यात महत्वाचं की त्यांच्या आधीच्या काळापर्यंत परराष्ट्र मंत्रालय हे केंद्र सरकारात होतं, पण ते लोकांसाठी आहे असं तुमच्या माझ्यासारख्यांना कधीच वाटलं नव्हतं. ते लोकाभिमुख होण्याचं काम जर कुणी केलं असेल तर डेफिनेटली ते सुषमाजींनी केलेलं आहे. पुढे येताना नेतृत्व त्यांचं जे आहे ते अर्थातच मी असं म्हणेन की अथक मेहनत, अमोघ वक्तृत्व आणि आश्वस्त देहबोली ह्या सगळ्या बरोबरच त्यांची विजिगीषू वृत्ती जी आहे ती प्रशासन कौशल्यावरती आपल्याला म्हणून त्यांनी पकड घेतलेली होती. 3 त्यांचे मुद्दे मला इथे त्यांच्या संपूर्ण कारकिर्दीचे जाणवतात. सक्रियता, म्हणजे त्या 24 तास
Your time is over.
जस्ट 2 minutes ओनली, प्लीज अलाव मी.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
सक्रियता म्हणजे ट्विटरच्या माध्यमातून किंवा आपण मंत्री आहोत म्हणून आपण कुठेतरी खुर्चीत किंवा त्या गाडीतनं फिरायचं एवढं नाही, तर मी लोकांची मंत्री आहे म्हणून त्या 24/7 अवेलेबल असायच्या. दुसरा त्यातल्या त्यांच्या कारकिर्दीतला महत्वाचा मुद्दा आहे तो सशक्तता, की संयुक्त राष्ट्रसभेत, भर महासभेत पाकिस्तानला खडे बोल त्यांनी सुनावलेत. पहिल्यांदा हे दहशतवादी राष्ट्र आहे हे सांगणारी ही भारतीय स्त्री होती, की त्या आधीच्या काळात सुद्धा ते शत्रू राष्ट्र वगैरे हा बॉलिवूड मध्ये उल्लेख आपल्याला दिसतो. त्या पार्श्वभूमीवर सुषमाजींचं हे.
मॅडम, सॉरी टू इंटरप्ट यू.
सेकंड लास्ट स्लाइड इज मॅडम, प्लीज माधवी मॅडम अलाव मी, कारण त्यांचं व्यक्तिमत्व मोठं आहे. आय नो टाइम कन्स्ट्रेंट, बट प्लीज जस्ट 1 minute ओनली. तिसरा त्यांचा ह्याच्यातला जो गुण आहे की डोकोलामच्या वेळेला चीन बरोबरचा जो म्हणजे संघर्ष होता आणि त्याच्यानंतर पुलवामाचा अटॅक झाला तेव्हा अतिशय शांतपणे संयम दाखवत चिकाटीची मुत्सद्देगिरी काय असते ते त्यांनी आपल्या सगळ्या कामकाजातनं दाखवून दिलंय. आणि अर्थात संवेदनशीलता, की परराष्ट्र मंत्र्याला त्यांनी मानवी चेहरा दिलाय. नेहमी असं म्हटलं जातं की पॉलिटिक्स विथ ह्युमन फेस असेल तर ते अधिक चांगलं असतं, पण ह्यांनी नुसतं ह्युमन फेस त्याला दिलं नाही तर मातृ हृदयही त्याला त्यांनी समर्पण म्हणजे दिलेलं होतं. हे त्यांची वैशिष्ट्यपूर्ण आपल्याला ह्या सगळ्या गोष्टी दिसतात. अगदी शेवटची स्लाइड, की एम्पॉवर्ड व्यक्तिमत्व काय आहे, तर मी इथे शेवटचं एकच सांगेन की नसताना म्हणजे त्यांच्या घरात काही परंपरा आहे, राजकीय परंपरा किंवा रिझर्वेशनची सीट आहे म्हणून त्या इथे आल्या असं नाही. राजकारणाची ही जी गळे कापू स्पर्धा आहे तिथे कुठलीही परंपरा नसताना त्या ओघाओघानं आल्या आणि फक्त त्या राजकारणात आल्या नाहीत तर आपलं स्थान निर्माण करताना एक विशिष्ट उंची त्यांनी गाठली आणि ती उंची गाठत असताना त्या जगातल्या सगळ्यात मोठ्या लोकशाहीच्या लाडक्या राजकारणी बनल्या. म्हणजे वाजपेयी नंतर दुसरं व्यक्तिमत्व, राजकारणी व्यक्तिमत्व जर सर्वसामान्य लोकांना येस मॅडम कोणाला आवडलं असेल तर ते अर्थात सुषमाजींचं होतं. आणि त्याचबरोबर त्यांचं व्यक्तिमत्व जेव्हा आपण बघतो तर ठसठशीत कुंकू, एक चापून चोपून नेसलेली साडी, अतिशय शांत पण त्याच वेळेला आश्वस्त करणारी त्यांची देहबोली, हे टिपिकल भारतीय स्त्रीचं जे व्यक्तिमत्व होतं तेही त्यांनी तिथे नेहमी आपल्या व्यक्तिमत्वातनं, आपल्या पोशाखातनं त्यांनी ते नेहमी आणलं. आणि त्याचमुळे त्या संपूर्ण भारतीय महिलांच्या ज्या कोणी राजकारणात येऊ इच्छित आहेत त्यांच्यासाठी त्या प्रेरणास्थान आहेत. आणि फक्त महिलांसाठीच नाही तर मला असं वाटतं सगळ्यांसाठीच त्या खूप आयडॉल म्हणून आपल्या समोर आहेत. सो थँक्यू सो मच ही अपॉर्च्युनिटी दिल्याबद्दल आणि सॉरी एक्स्ट्रा टाइम घेतल्याबद्दल.
Thank you so much. May I now request the chairperson of this session, Advocate Madhavi Naik Madam, to comment or to give a feedback of all the papers that's been presented.
Thank you very much. I congratulate each and every participant out over here. They have really taken efforts, and we could see those efforts because everybody was requesting to extend some time, give us 2 minutes, give us 3 minutes, because there was so much to tell about each and every personality or the topic which they have chosen. Vimukta, I can understand how much you must have admired Sushma Swaraj ji, because I think you could have gone for yet 15 to 20 minutes to talk about her. I understand. Of course, she was a lady and a personality of substance that has been our idol for a long time, not only as a political figure, but also as a very presentable woman, very intelligent woman, and a very focused woman. So coming back to each of you, it was a pleasure and I really enjoyed each and every presentation. I thank Bonali and Prerna for choosing different topics, because this was the first time when I really got detailed information about the Gorkhaland movement and the participation of women in that movement, as well as I got to know about Pushpalata Das and the next generation who was involved from Assam. So likewise, as I said, it was really nice. I really enjoyed each and every paper, the reading of each and every paper. माधवी कवी, तुम्ही तुमचं मला विशेष अभिनंदन करावंसं वाटतं, कारण तुम्ही नेमकेपणाने ॲनी बेझंट बद्दल इतकं छान सांगितलं आणि इतकी छान माहिती दिली त्यांच्याबद्दल की जी कदाचित एरवी आम्हाला वाचून कळली नसती, आणि ती तेवढ्या नेमक्या वेळेमध्ये मांडणं हे खरंच खूप चॅलेंजिंग आहे. त्याच्यामुळे त्याच्याकरता तुमचं
चरित्र पण खूप मोठं आहे. हो, चरित्र मोठं आहे,
खूपच मोठं आहे. मला एकूणच या सगळ्या पेपर्सच्या बाबतीमध्ये एकच वाटतं की 8 मिनिटांमध्ये, 10 मिनिटांमध्ये, 6 मिनिटांमध्ये एक व्यक्तिमत्व किंवा स्वातंत्र्य लढ्याचा एक टप्पा मांडणं इज व्हेरी डिफिकल्ट, व्हेरी व्हेरी डिफिकल्ट. त्याच्यामुळे तुम्हाला हे खूप चॅलेंजिंग होतं, बट आय थिंक you all have tried your best to give the best within those 8 to 10 minutes or those 6 to 8 minutes. So hats off to you all. I congratulate each and every of you. Dr. Rasam was, I think, her paper was quite organized. Matlab, she could finish it in time. She had each and every aspect which was touched. And मला असं वाटतं की आपण एकूणच when we talk about time management and when we all belong to some professional activity, then it is very which is expected from you to be to talk very precisely. So I think
Thank you.
Dr. Rasam has set an example that if you study, then it is challenging and you can successfully take it as a challenge and complete your statements within time. So that was a very nice experience and I really congratulate for the same. Karuna Singh madam, it was really very nice of you. Matlab, it was a very different topic, well read, I must say. And I think you could have read it beforehand and could have put it in that frame line, in that time frame line, it would have been more effective. But it was really very nice, all those points, and I could see the study and I could see the efforts you had taken to gather the information. So it was really very nice. I liked it. I loved it. And
Thank
yeah.
you, ma'am.
Yeah. From Sridhati also, I really congratulate you because this was a very different topic. Our contribution in the framing of constitution is not less. I know we come across stories of freedom fighters. We come across the stories who were actually involved in the freedom movement, who had sacrificed their lives, their studies, their families, everything. We come across such stories. But then I think while going through all the papers, what I thought was we should now think about the more success stories. And when I came across this, I was very much pleased and I was very much excited, that this is the success story and this should come ahead. Like for Vimukta, I would give a compliment ki आरक्षण आली किंवा बाकीच्या सगळ्या गोष्टी आल्या ह्याच्यातनं काय झालं आपण एक कायम एका नेगेटिव्ह एटीट्यूड मधनं बोलत असतो हम हमेशा ये कहते हैं कि भाई नहीं महिलाओं को ये नहीं मिला उनको वो नहीं मिला ये उनका बैटल बहुत डिफिकल्ट था और उनके साथ जो काम करने वाले थे उन्होंने उन्हें ये नहीं दिया वो नहीं दिया ये सब बातें हैं मतलब द हिस्ट्री इज नॉट गोइंग टू चेंज नाउ आई नो but then how long are we going to talk about the history? Now, there has been a long time when we have enjoyed the freedom. We are enjoying the freedom. We are enjoying the infrastructural development. So now let's talk about the success stories. Let's talk about successful women in politics, successful women in different spheres of life where they have given their contribution, where they are successful in balancing their career and their house. So let's talk more about them. There are women. It's our responsibility. मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि ये हमारी जिम्मेदारी है कि हम ऐसी महिलाओं की स्टोरीज को ज्यादा से ज्यादा लोगों तक पहुंचाएं, ज्यादा से ज्यादा लोगों के आगे लाने की कोशिश करें ताकि उसमें से बाकी लोगों को भी इंस्पिरेशन मिले, उनका मॉरल हाई हो जाए और समाज में जैसे हम ये कहते हैं ना कि कोई अच्छी बात है तो उसे आप दोहराओ तो मतलब जैसे एक झूठी बात है वो झूठ बात अगर आप दोहराते जाओ तो शायद वही सच बन जाती है हमेशा बार बार सुनने से वो एक सच बन जाती है हमारे लिए तो हमारे आसपास इतनी सारी सच स्टोरीज है तो क्यों ना हम उन स्टोरीज को हमारा इंस्पिरेशन बनाएं दिस इज आवर रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी एजुकेटेड वुमेन और एक अलग अलग क्षेत्रों में काम करने वाली हम महिलाएं जो है हमारी ये जिम्मेदारी है कि हम ऐसे सब स्टोरीज जो है इनके बारे में हम ज्यादा सोचें इनके बारे में हम ज्यादा रिसर्च करें और अलग अलग जो हमारे प्लेटफॉर्म्स है इसके तहत हम इन्हें समाज के सामने लाने की कोशिश करें बट आई कॉन्ग्रेचुलेट ईच एंड एवरीबडी आई सल्यूट द एफर्ट्स यू ऑल हैव टेकन एंड इट वाज रियली very nice time that I have enjoyed all the information and I really thank you all for giving me this opportunity and I could know each of you so closely because of the paper so I thank you all very much. There are difficulties, there are challenges, but let's not talk about that. Let's talk about how we came, how we tried to overcome on about all these difficulties and all these challenges. I wish you all the very best. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
I really appreciate it.
Madhavi Naik, madam. Madam has been with us from the time of the inaugural session. And then thank you so much for your valuable comments and for your feedback on the paper presenters. And thank you all the paper presenters, all the delegates who were there with us from morning. We did have an array of paper presentations with varied subjects. We are indeed thankful to all of you for being a part of this conference. Now, what we'll do is we'll just get separated from this link and we will go over to the main link and please do join us for the valedictory function. And please also remember to give your feedback. The feedback, I think it will be posted there. We'll give you the details of the feedback also. So thank you all once again for being part of this technical session. Thank you once again, Madhavi madam. Okay, now we wind up here. We leave this platform and join the main platform. Thank you all, everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you, madam.
Yeah, thank you.